What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very exciting Liverpool transfer news video because various journalists are reporting that Liverpool are speeding up the move for first choice summer transfer target, the brilliant left back Milos Kerkez. He has been one of the best left backs in the Premier League, and in this video we will look at the latest reports regarding Liverpool's transfer targets, including Milos Kerkez and Dean Huijsen, both having an amazing season at Bournemouth. And Bournemouth would ask around 40 to 45 million for Kerkez, so he's a very realistic and pretty reasonably priced option for Liverpool. And Dean Huijsen, another centre back at Bournemouth, has a £50 million release clause. So Liverpool could solve a lot of their defensive issues next season by signing these two brilliant players. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments below. Who would you sign if you were in charge of Liverpool? And would you sell Tsimikas or would you sell Robertson to make room for Kerkez? Robertson is on higher wages, but Tsimikas probably would go for more money. And Robertson still has a lot to offer for Liverpool as a rotational option. I think Robertson would be much better if he only had to play once every week and not 2 or 3 times. So this report is confirming that Liverpool are closing in on the transfer of Milos Kerkez. Recent reports stating by David Ornstein that he remains a strong option for Liverpool. And the iPaper has now claimed that Liverpool are trying to get on the front foot ahead of other clubs like Man City, Man United and Arsenal. And it has caused Liverpool to speed up their pursuit. And usually Liverpool do a lot of their groundwork, a lot of the early transfer moves in this March international break, because this is where you have a lot of time to sit down with agents, player representatives, and get the move on when it comes to our summer transfer targets. Liverpool have reached out to Kerkez's representatives and the initial contact has been made with Bournemouth. No bid has been tabled yet, but we are doing the necessary preliminary work on this transfer. The price tag is, as I said, 40 to 45 million pounds. And Kerkez is understood to favour a move to Liverpool over the other options. He is a close friend of Dominik Szoboszlai, and he has close to 150 senior appearances for club and country, and he only turned 21 years old last November. So he is a very up and coming, young but terrific player with huge potential, and his work rate, dynamic playing style and incredible durability makes him a perfect candidate for Arne Slot's playing style. And Pete Ho and Mark Douglas are confirming, and Liverpool are in talks with Milos Kerkez, and we are starting preliminary talks with Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth want at least 40 million pounds for Kerkez, and I think that's a reasonable price. And we could sell Tsimikas for 15 to 20 million and get Milos Kerkez in. Should Trent Alexander-Arnold leave for Real Madrid in the summer, a right back will also be needed, but that will not hinder any potential move to Milos Kerkez. Liverpool had lined up Kerkez as part of a 3-man left back shortlist. The other players were Nuno Mendes at Paris Saint-Germain and Alphonso Davies at Bayern Munich, but they both signed new contracts recently. Alphonso Davies as a free transfer would have been brilliant, but he signed a new contract at Bayern. So now Liverpool are going with their first choice, Milos Kerkez. So he is number 1 choice. Ajax's Jorel Hato is another player that Arne Slot is considering, but he's a lot different to Kerkez. He's a centre-back converted as left-back, and he's not as dynamic and he's not as good going forward. He's more of a defensive left-back. And you would need to sign a lot more attacking right back if you sign a defensive left back. Richard Hughes, the current Liverpool sporting director, was the person who famously bought Milos Kerkez to Bournemouth when he was the sporting director there. And Kerkez has also changed agents recently. Fali Ramadani, an experienced figure who has worked extensively with Liverpool before, and he oversaw Federico Chiesa's move to Anfield. And Bournemouth are one of the best run clubs in the Premier League, and they are already planning ahead. They signed an up-and-coming new left-back from Argentina, Julio Soler, in January for just £11.5 million. They already have a potential replacement in their squad. And this past week, where Liverpool went out to Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League and lost the League Cup final, showed that Liverpool's squad is not perfect and it can still be improved a lot, and we need more strength in depth because the players have been just tired and exhausted, and we didn't have enough rotational options because Arne Slot didn't really fancy Tsimikas or Harvey Elliott, Chiesa, Wataruendo, and because of that, Liverpool's main 13-14 players who played the majority of the season have been absolutely exhausted. And Kerkez could actually become not just the one player to move from Bournemouth to Liverpool in the summer. He could be joining Dean Huijsen, who is also a Liverpool target. Liverpool are willing to pay his £50 million release clause. He's just 19 years old. He's even younger than Kerkez, and Milos Kerkez is the best option that Liverpool can achieve. He's Premier League proven. He's an absolute workhorse. His work ethic and his agility and just his work rate is absolutely stupendous. I absolutely love it. It reminded me of Andy Robertson, a young Andy Robertson. His work rate was and is also second to none. Kerkez and Robertson rotating in the left-back position would be absolutely perfect for Liverpool. As much as Robertson has dropped off, his availability is still superb. He hardly ever gets injured, and he's a natural reader in the dressing room, and he is a brilliant player to guide the young players and to mentor them. And Tsimikas probably has more value to sell. He's not as good as Robertson and Kerkez, so Tsimikas moving on for regular playing time makes a lot of sense. And I wanted to show you how some of the Liverpool fans see the situation. I already gave my opinion that I think we should keep Robertson for one more season. He runs down his contract. His contract expires in 2026, so next summer, and then he can go on a free transfer to anywhere, and we sell Tsimikas for 15 to 20 million. Put another 20-25 million on top of that, and we have Milos Kerkez in our team. This Liverpool fan said, I don't mind Robertson hanging out and being a bit part player in less important fixtures. Alberto Moreno was a mascot in his final season, and he was liked by the whole Liverpool squad. That's a very interesting comparison. He is like James Milner was back in the day, where he was a veteran who knows the club and the culture really well, and he can help the up-and-comers bed into the first team. He would be okay starting to step back from the starting position as well. I think Robertson is still hungry and he would still want to start for Liverpool, but that's why I think competition for places would be brilliant, because Robertson and Kerkez going against each other, bringing the best out of each other, would be perfect for Liverpool. Yes, Robertson is on big wages, so it makes maybe more sense to try to sell Robertson and keep Tsimikas, because Liverpool already have a huge wage problem. But I don't think anybody would pay Robertson's wages right now, and Robertson doesn't want to go. He still wants to play, he still wants to stay at Liverpool. The more radical opinion is that both Robertson and Tsimikas should be sold, and we should sign Jorge Hato and Kerkez, but they are completely different profile of left backs and want to avoid too much churn, too many changes made in the Liverpool squad. Liverpool already need a right back if Trent goes, a centre back if Gomez is sold, a left back if Tsimikas is sold. Liverpool definitely need a striker. We need probably a right winger as well if Chiesa is sold. And I don't even want to get into a scenario where Salah and Van Dijk leaves, because then Liverpool need another two players. And I want to show you this vote which was run on Twitter. 2,800 Liverpool fans voted what kind of transfer they want to see, and 55% wanted another centre-back, not Hato, not Huijsen signed, and Milos Kerkez, because it's unlikely that Bournemouth would sell both players to Liverpool. But I think Bournemouth don't care about what destination their players leave to. They just want enough money for them so they can sign the next big talent. Bournemouth is a selling club, and they are very unlikely to make the Champions League after losing 3 of their last 5 games, I think. And unless they make the Champions League, I don't think they will be able to keep their best players. Huijsen is good enough to play for a Champions League club, and Kerkez is definitely good enough to play for a Champions League clubs. And maybe sending Kevin Kelleher on the other way. Remember that Kepa, Bournemouth's first choice goalkeeper, is only on loan at the club. And this Liverpool fan said that I don't see a world where Liverpool bully Bournemouth into selling their best 2 defenders, but Richard Hughes is the man involved. And Huijsen and Kerkez would be superb business. 85 million would get both. I think it's 90 or 95 million because Huijsen has a 50 million release clause. I'm not sure if Bournemouth would sell for less unless nobody really bids that amount. Then maybe they would do business for 40. Kelleher going the other way round for 25 to 30 million would make this deal a lot better. And yes, there is a counter argument that Liverpool signed 3 Southampton players in one transfer window, and then we signed another 3 Southampton players over the next 2.5 years. We signed Dejan Lovren, Adam Lallana, Nathan Klein, Sadio Mane, Virgil van Dijk, all from Southampton, and Ricky Lambert as well. So we signed a lot of Southampton players in a short space of time. And it's a good point that Huijsen has a release clause, so it's not really bullying Bournemouth into selling him. And this is a great analogy. I love this. Like if someone is bold, it's not bullying to make fun of it because it's their fault. I mean, what on earth? Sometimes on Twitter there are some absolutely hilarious takes. I absolutely love that. No offense to bold people, by the way. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I just found this funny. Another Liverpool fan said, I don't see why Huijsen would join Liverpool. Why leave regular first team Premier League football at 19 to come and sit on the bench for Liverpool? It doesn't make sense at all for the player's development. For that reason, he will end up elsewhere, where they can guarantee him regular football. That's the thing. Van Dijk is out of contract. Konate has 1 year left. What if Van Dijk leaves? Then Huijsen would be definitely a starter alongside Konate. And then we would have Kwanzaa and Gomez as backup. But if Gomez is sold, then Liverpool need to sign another centre-back. But Huijsen with Konate could be Liverpool's starting centre-back partnership if Van Dijk leaves. And who knows whether Konate will stay and extend his contract or leave at the end of his contract. I think losing Konate on a free transfer would be as devastating as losing Van Dijk on a free transfer, honestly. And Konate is worth a lot more money than what Van Dijk is worth. I think the ideal scenario would be to keep Van Dijk, keep Konate, and let Huijsen learn off Van Dijk and Konate in his first season, and then when one of them inevitably leaves, maybe in 1 or 2 years, Huijsen will be well established in the Liverpool squad and he can step up to be a starting 11 player. And I also wanted to tell you guys about Ryan Gravenbech's withdrawal. He picked up a small injury in the League Cup final. It's not a big one, it's not a serious one, but he went back to Liverpool to get treatment, and that's actually a good thing because now he can have a good 2.5 weeks rest before we play our next Premier League game, and Gravenbech is in need of a rest. It's much better for him to rest up than to play in this Nations League doubleheader against Spain on Thursday and then on Sunday. And Andy Robertson is determined to stay at Liverpool and fight for his place. His time is not up yet. He said, your time comes sometimes, and I don't think it's my time yet, but even if we do bring someone in, then so be it, I'm ready for competition. This season there have been a couple of moments when I haven't covered myself in glory, but some things have been taken way out of proportion. I think the performance levels have been there for me. I think I've had a relatively good season, but one thing people will say about me is that I've been pretty consistent. So when you make a couple of mistakes, then people can talk. That's the world we live in, that's the Premier League. Everyone has eyes on you, everyone has an opinion. It is what it is, but I'm always confident in my ability. I've shown that right throughout my career, and especially during my time at Liverpool. And he's right that people were very quick to write Robertson off, maybe myself included, but the first half of the season he he had really bad games. I think he acknowledged here as well. It's part and parcel of football, Robertson said. It probably wasn't one of our best weeks in football, going out to PSG and losing the cup final. But thankfully we have had plenty of good weeks this season for many reasons. Last week it just wasn't meant to be. But it's always great to meet up with the Scotland players, always an honour, always good to see fresh faces, take a break from a really intense time at Liverpool. It's been nice, it's made it easier to get over the disappointment. And that's why I said I think it's better for Liverpool to have this break, this international break, because Liverpool have been struggling for fitness and form, especially in the cup final. We weren't looking ourselves, so it's nice to get a reset, a break. Hopefully the Liverpool players will be back and then not injured, and then we can have a good rest during the weekend, 2 weeks from now or 1.5 weeks from now, and go again and attack these last 9 games and win the Premier League title. Because if Liverpool win the Premier League title, then not many people will talk about the League Cup final. And here you can see even more opinions about Tsimikas and Robertson, and more people prefer Tsimikas to be sold than Robertson. But this is a great opinion on Robertson, that Robertson in 2025, so since January, has been pretty good. But what is most clear, it's not good playing 3 times a week. And it is asking too much from Robertson, whereas most want him sold or holding the bench entirely. You got to remember his role for the last several years. He played in one of the most intense Liverpools of intense teams in Premier League history. I really don't think he's at the Henderson, Fabinho, Gini and Mane point of no return after hitting the wall. He can still contribute, he just needs to be managed, his minutes need to be managed. Of course, Tsimikas getting injured didn't help because earlier in the season, because then Robertson had to play every game and he got exhausted and tired playing 2-3 games every week. And since Tsimikas has been back from injury, Arne Slot has smartly rotated them, and Robertson's performances improved because he didn't have to play every single game. And of course, it's invaluable having Robertson around in the dressing room. That's the verdict. I would keep Robertson, sell Tsimikas, bring in Kerkez, and that's left back position sorted for Liverpool next season. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.